What's up, Shilali? Thank you so much for joining us today. How you feeling? How you feeling?
Blessed, blessed. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. So we just want to get into who you are as an artist and what really got you started into music. So like what first got you interested in creating music or becoming a rapper?
As far as just making music, it really was my mom. Like my mom really was like the core of my I could say my musical, like just that part of me. You know, she always played a lot of old school music. Like she was a big fan of Solid Gold Soul. So AM 1400 was like always in the house. That was the one thing. But that made me like music and want to create music as I got older. Like I didn't start creating music till I got out of high school. So I just kind of fell into it. It wasn't like I was really searching for it. I basically just fell into it and I just fell in love.
That's awesome. I mean, it sometimes it takes you a little bit to discover what you really want to do. And I mean, after high school,
Yeah.
not a little bit, like we're still teenagers at that point, but like
Yeah.
it's nice that you found your niche and you're good at it. I'm not gonna lie, you're a very talented rapper, and I've enjoyed everything I've listened to so far. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to ask, besides just having your mom as that main influence, like who are some other people that have inspired you as far as like your abilities as a rapper or like your flow or anything like that? Like who are some people you kind of look up to in the rap game?
Um, I was a big 50 Cent fan. That was like my main guy when I was coming up, especially like going through high school and stuff. Like as I got older, I started to become a Currency fan. And people kind of just threw that on me too. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just run with this. But that was kind of like it was just parallel to who I was. So him, I could say like Dom Kennedy inspired me a lot. Just being an independent artist, but like Mac Miller was really a big inspiration for me too, as far as just being in tune with the music and then just effortlessly flowing. You know, that's something I try to do as well.
Yeah, I Mac is definitely one of my faves. Rest in peace to him. That was a crazy death. That was a crazy loss. He definitely was one of my faves. He seems like it was real easy for him, you know?
Right.
At least it felt like all of his songs were made effortlessly. Like he ain't really have to put in too much real time or, effort into what he created. It just came to him. So it's nice that
Exactly.
like it's nice that you've adapted that mentality for yourself because I feel like that puts you in a space where you have no limitations.
Right. I try not to like I have a certain like thing. Everybody has their bread and butter, you know what I'm saying? But I got a couple other sandwiches for you too, you know, I haven't displayed yet. So but yeah, everybody has their bread and butter. So
Yeah. Like you definitely have your go-to as far as flow, as far as like I love what I love most about Buffalo rap is that we have like a sound where it's very reminiscent of the 90s, but it's still very modern day at the same time.
yep, it got a
And
new school appeal to it.
exactly. So as I was listening to the Randy Smith tapes, I was like, yo, this sounds like it made me so nostalgic because I haven't lived in Buffalo in a little bit, but I was like, this sounds like home. Like it sounded like all of my faves from Buffalo. And but not in a sense where like it all sounds the same, like you all sound the same as far as artistry, but like
Yeah.
I could tell you're from the city and it made me appreciate it because I'm like, I could tell that like he's making music for niggas that's from Buffalo. Like
Yeah, exactly.
definitely for us. Like this
That's
was for
that's
us.
that's all it is. Like really, that's really all it is. My community that I'm around, people I grew up around, like the stories I tell, they all come from a part of my life. So yeah, and it's
Yeah.
all Buffalo. So
But how in your own words, like how would you describe the music that you create?
um it really comes down to my name. So like the name Chill Ali is just basically a vibe. You know, I took it as Chill the Great. Ali Muhammad Ali was the greatest boxer of all time, but he also did a lot of rapping. He did a lot of rhyming to people and talking for him. But
Mhm.
people just was like, oh, you know, they just took it as quotes and stuff. But he used to rhyme a lot. So
Yeah.
chill was just a vibe. That's all I try to do, you know, and that's who I am as a person. So like the nickname was always who I was. That's my nickname as a kid. But then growing up, you know, it just became who I am. So that's how I try to bring it to music. So my vibe as a person is my approach to my music, and that basically brings up my whole brand.
That's dope because you could definitely feel it. Like I never get any real. rah type vibes from your music. Like I'm always on some like, I'm gonna just roll up and put some Chill Ali on. Like that's the
Exactly.
type of, yeah,
Exactly.
that's
You
the
might
type of,
cook some food, clean the house up
exactly, do
real quick, you
whatever.
know?
Yeah, like this, it's just good music to listen to. It's a chill vibe and it's not anything that's going to really put me out of any type of chill mood. Like if I really
Right.
just want to relax, I could put you on and I could listen to some rap music that's not gonna make me want to party or not gonna make
Exactly.
me like, yeah. And I like that vibe. And that's what I truly appreciate about Buffalo music is that a lot of it is more of a delicate vibe. Like if I could describe it that way, like it's not a real, like we have people that make trap music. We have people that, you know, like that's their niche, but I feel like a lot of us listen to a lot of music that ends up being more relaxed because
Yeah.
Buffalo as itself, like within itself as a city, is a more
The
relaxed city.
speed, the speed of the city, it's not too
Exactly.
fast paced. Like a lot of stuff that goes on, you know, everybody just trying to get through their lives every day. So
Exactly. Exactly. So that's and it really does translate to the music that's created in that in our city. I wanted to ask a little bit about the Randy Smith tapes because that's the last like full length project that you've released.
yeah.
Um, what was the inspiration behind that tape? Like,
Um I well, I'm gonna just go off. I'm just be truthful with it. That tape itself. If you could listen to a lot of my old music, like a lot of my old music was more personal to me, and like that tape was also personal to me. So that tape itself has a story behind it, and I really don't want to tell that story because it's kind of negative. You know, it's negative to who I am as a person. But it's just something that happened to me recently. I just had to get it off like that. I just had to get that energy off of me. So I
yeah,
made that. I made that tape, you know, and then the name itself, the Randy Smith. I always, when I was a kid, I was in the Randy Smith Summer League. I used to play basketball at the Randy Smith Summer League. He just a Buffalo, like a legend, a
yeah.
name as far as basketball go, you know. So I just wanted to bring him another light, you know, just put his name out there more as well as another person from Buffalo. But the tape itself, like I said, it just
Yeah. No
if you
problem. I
know
mean, I
you know Buffalo, so it's like
yeah.
it's good and bad with it. So if you I would like now after you this whole thing, you go back listen to certain things and on the songs, and then just listen to a lot of my older music. You'll be like, oh, I see what he mean. That was definitely something coming from somewhere. But it's also a good album in itself. You know, I did produce a lot of it.
Oh,
I
nice.
did all I did all the beats on that joint.
That's
The
dope.
features the features was all they were all like meticulous. I picked Gaines. I actually was in the studio with Gaines for the feature, but he didn't finish his verse, so we didn't actually get him a whole verse on back to back. But I got a lot of dope stuff for Gaines on the way. Yo Leak too. Yo Leak, that's my guy. Mile High and my guys. We always hand in hand. We could do it, you know, we always could do something quick. But Randy Smith itself, I did a lot of the production. So a lot of people take that, you know, the production itself and be like, oh
Yeah.
man, you got something going on there. And
Yeah,
I just start producing too. So
I was gonna say because when I first heard about you, like, because I wasn't privy, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I was definitely put on by a few people that had mentioned you, like, just in conversation. And I
yeah,
was like, but when I first started hearing about you, I started hearing about you as a producer, not as a rapper.
that's yeah, that's
Yeah, and I was
that's
like,
fine with
"Oh,
me.
okay." So then I went to look on Apple Music for you, and I was like, "Oh, but he's a rapper too." Like, what if like I've only been hearing about you as a producer. So like tell me what got you into like making beats and like putting songs together, like because you're the whole package. Like you can rap over a beat that more than likely you created yourself. So
Yeah,
like
I try.
what's the process for you?
The process before well, I just started making beats like 3-4 years ago. Like I really sat down and just put my time into it and everything. I just fell into that too as well. I can't say I was out searching to make beats. My friend, my other another artist I work with, his name Sim Sugar. He went. That's like my close friend. We just went to Guitar Center. He went and bought a piano, and a week later he just gave it to me. So ever since then, I just been going hard with it. So before I was making beats, it was always easy for me to just write and rap. You know, I could, you know, do that. You know, that's just secondhand. But when it became the full artistry of making beats and the process of arranging a song, I had to learn, and I'm still in that process of learning that, just how to arrange certain things and stuff. But I love it.
Yeah.
It feel like it was always meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when people like, even you saying you heard of me as a producer first, that's fine with me, because at the end of the day, I know like I'm doing something right, and this is the road I was supposed to take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's my process with it though. It's very long. Like it's not always fast as far as making music and stuff. That's why I don't put out a lot of stuff. I just live my life first and then go on with the music. But I can make a couple quick things happen. It depends. It all depends. Like my vibe. I'm really just an energy person. That's just how I am. So it depends on how I feel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because at first I thought that I was like, oh, I just have to find tracks that he produced then, because I don't know like anything else about, like I really wasn't privy. So I was like, oh, okay, then I'll just see who he's worked with. I'm sure he's worked with like Cooley High and like a bunch of other people. Like I'm sure.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff with them. They Gaze, me and Gaze just sent me a bunch of stuff back. I just did a whole project with Brother Time SOS. That's out on Apple Music and stuff. Shout out Brother Time too. That's my boy. Uh Yes, a Yeet Good Neighbors Club. I did a whole project with them. Like, and these, like I said, I just started making beats like 3-4 years ago. So to see
Yeah.
that people even just entrust in me, my sound and everything, like, that's just a blessing in itself. So it just keeps me going, really, at the end of the day.
But it's dope that you've really developed yourself as a well-rounded artist. Like you didn't limit yourself to just being a rapper. Not that there's anything wrong with just being a rapper, because that's prolific in itself. Like I can't, the stuff that people come up with on their songs, I couldn't like, brain doesn't work that way. Like I'm trying to put it together and I couldn't. But like to be able to like step out of that realm and not limit yourself to just being a rapper and deciding like, nah, I want to make beats too. Like I'm interested in this, so let me sit down and take my time to learn it. I think that being that well-rounded within music like shows that honestly this is something that you probably should have been doing,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there is no like, there's not, there's a few producers that also rap and make music that's actually good, and then there's the ones that dibble and dabble and it doesn't
And
really work, but
right, right.
but like it's, I think it's dope when you're able to develop yourself in both senses. Like
Definitely.
and then when you create your projects, it becomes even more cohesive, because not only did you take the time to create the beat, whether you created the beat for that song or not, like the songs where you create the beat, you also took the time to then write to the beat that took time to create. So
That's where it gets fun at too. That's where the part gets fun, when you get the beat finished and you start getting ready to I love that.
yeah, like, and then like I feel like it's a lot of self-inspiration, because like you'll sit there and you'll create the beat, and then it's like you also have to come up in your mind, well, what do I want to talk about on this track? Like
That's
after
key.
this, yeah, like what, like I created this beat, now what's the feeling, like what's the vibe that I'm trying to give off, and like what's your process for that? Like once you sit down and get ready to write a song, like how do you come up with your theme, or like what you're going to say on a track that you just produced?
Um that's a good question. Um really it depends on the music itself. Like a lot of the times, like I use a lot of samples too. So when I sample a lot of certain songs, it depends on like the feeling you get from the sample. Like certain parts of the song, it just gives you a certain feeling. Like a lot of my music, I try to make it parallel to life situations, but I also do it like I like a lot of detailing a lot of love situations too. So the process of when you're making a beat, it just depends on the music itself. Like sometimes some people, like I would have a whole song. Like I have songs in my phones that I don't even have beats to, but I'm just getting to them. I know one day I'll make a beat for it, and when I hear it, I'll put that song on it. There's times you get to it like that, but then there's also other times where you'll hear a certain melody or a certain part of a sample, and then that'll just give you that vibe of where you're supposed to go with it. I don't try to force it. Like I never try to force certain things. I just let it come out.
Yeah, so like, but do you have like instances where you would consider yourself more of a person who sits down and writes out your raps, or do you freestyle? Like, or do you have a balance of both?
Mm, I've been told I write pretty fast, so if it's by myself, I'm gonna take a little time with it because I want to actually make it into a certain type of song. So that goes back to the question beforehand, like the process of it. But
Mhm.
freestyling and writing is hand in hand for me because the way I freestyle in my head is the same way I write it down on paper. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fast. Like I could get it done fast for you, but it depends on like the vibe too as well. So that goes back to the last question too.
Yeah.
Like it's all hand in hand. Freestyling writing is definitely hand in hand, but I freestyle in the back of my head to the beat, and then it always comes out on paper. Like
Yeah.
it just comes out that way. So I don't know.
Yeah, because some artists have a process where like they can freestyle, but they have to like really, really be in the mood for it. But
Yeah,
for
yeah. I've been
you, like
around a lot of people like that.
yeah, like but otherwise they can write a whole song, like that's not a problem. But like freestyle, they gotta like get in that mode. But for you, it's like, either I could write it out or like I could just say
Yeah.
it right now. Like
If
so
I'm in the studio, like in a studio session, I've been in a lot of studio sessions where people actually freestyle to the mic and they just mess up and just keep erasing, going back and forth. Like I won't do it like that because I feel like that's like a waste. Like I'm wasting my time too as well. So I just freestyle it in my head and write it on my in my phone, and
yeah,
then that'll basically like your writtens, but it won't take me long to do it because I'll already be in the mood for it. Like it's just all in the energy of the song.
yeah. I feel like it is the energy that kind of surrounds the moment as well. Like, because
Yeah,
you can be in a place where it's low energy and you're not really getting any true inspiration. Nothing's really coming to mind. And then like you have other times where you're in the studio surrounded by everybody who's like in a mode where we're all creative, we're all like doing our thing, and then it
right.
just comes to you. It just comes to you like you don't have any real issues about what you're going to say.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was also wondering, like, you've already worked with a lot of people like that I've heard of or that I've already spoken.
Yeah.
Um, I was wondering, like, is there anyone that you're looking forward to having a collaboration with? Anyone that you really want to work with out of the Buffalo area, or anyone like just anyone period, or anyone famous, like local, non-local, like who would you like to work with?
Locally, I definitely want to get my hands on somebody like West Side of Conway, Benny, just to get my beats over them, just to let them know, that it's here. We still like it's in Buffalo. It's all in Buffalo.
Exactly. Yeah,
Everything's in Buffalo. So,
absolutely.
but besides them, I've definitely been around the local scene for a long time. So collab wise, I got a lot of music coming with a lot of people in the local scene. So I can't, really say we stole the show. I got a song, We Stole the Show. Um, Four Below, Genesis. I got songs with them, Mile High. Like I said, Brother Tom, Good Neighbors Club, Yizzy Yeet. I got a lot of local stuff coming out. But as far as like, artists that's out there,
Yeah.
I just take them for the picking. Whoever I run into and I meet, if the vibe's right, we just go from there. I can't really say because I don't really speak those things into existence. I try to speak success, just as in
Yeah,
itself. I don't want to just put it out on certain people and stuff. So, but
absolutely.
locally, I got a lot of love for people locally. Anybody need anything from me, they know they can always hit me up and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to push the envelope as far as saying nobody outside of Buffalo. But Griselda definitely, I
Yeah,
definitely want to
absolutely.
just give some beats to them guys, just to let them know that it's in Buffalo.
Yeah. It really is. I'm so like, yo, I love the fact that Buffalo is getting shine because I feel like we've been a little hidden gem in New York, like being overshadowed by New York City for like the longest. And we got like some real, real talent in Buffalo.
Somebody said we was the Bay Area of the East. I was like,
Yeah, I never heard that. That's hilarious, though.
that's a good one right there.
That
That's a
is
good
a
one. We
good
the
one.
Bay Area. Okay.
No, that's legit. That's legit. That's crazy. No, yeah, I'm really, really excited to see like what's gonna happen for Buffalo now. Now that we're on the map a little bit, to see like
Yeah.
how many more artists we can get out of Buffalo, because I feel like there's so many people that deserve it. There's so many people that deserve, a little bit more shine that they're getting, more than just hometown shine. Like
Yeah.
love them here, but they deserve to be big ups in other spaces and other areas.
Yeah, it takes outlets like yours too. I'm definitely appreciative of you doing this. Like it's definitely take more outlets in our area. We don't have too
Yeah,
many outlets in our area. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
things like this are always help just get people out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Honestly,
this is appreciated.
Yeah, that's why I do this, because I just have a lot of creative and very, very talented friends, and I've been blessed to have some really dope people in my life, and I feel like they deserve more shine. Like I can't be the only person that loves these people and love what they create, you know? So like everybody deserves to feel the way that I feel when I listen to their music or see their art, you know?
Definitely. We need
That's
more
just
Chelseas
how
in
I feel
Buffalo.
about it. That's just the way I feel about it, you know? Like I can't create the shit, but I could definitely try and boost it at least. Like that's the least I can do.
That's
So
dope.
I wanted to ask, like now that, they said come July 1st, seems like New York is gonna be open back up. So like there's definitely gonna be some like performances this summer. There's gonna be some local concerts I'm hoping to come home for. Do you have any like songs that you're really stoked to perform? Like any that you're really looking forward to performing off like the Randy Smith tapes?
Yeah, yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I can't wait for that. That's like I've been in the house since last like I've been outside, but you know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so I can't wait till they put anything together. You know what I'm saying? I was just at Mile High last show. That joint was rocking. It was amazing, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah, man.
I know like it's the summer, it's gonna be like July 4th every day, you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. And I'm stoked. I cannot wait. I'm home every weekend. I don't even care. I know
I'm
it's gonna be
here.
sick on. Like I gotta be there. I gotta see my friends perform again. Like I can't 2020 like really made me appreciate that I have the ability to go outside and
Yeah,
that I have the ability to watch people do amazing things and show off their talents. And I'm so appreciative for everyone that puts out what they put out because I I feel like you do get the like you did get more of the context and more of the vulnerability and more of just like the emotion that surrounds a song when you get to see the artist perform it.
exactly.
So I live for those moments where I get to like feel it with the artist. Like, and I don't know if people like think about it the way that I do, but like I just I love that I get to like it feels like I have a moment with you, you know, like as a fan of your music, it's like, damn, I'm getting to experience this with them. You
Yeah, that's my best. That's like as far as that's one of my niches. I connect with people as far as live performances. If you never seen like I'm definitely a good,
yeah.
I'm not going to toot my own horn, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what I love. And I know my
Yeah.
love for it, it shows when I do it.
I definitely, if you do have a performance this summer, I'm gonna try to be there because I haven't seen you perform. I'm not gonna hold you. I've never seen you perform. So I definitely would love to see you perform this summer because I know I'm gonna get the opportunity to. So as soon as I get the chance, I'm there. No worries.
Definitely, definitely.
Definitely gotta come through. So I mean, you've been doing this since like out of high school. Do you feel as though like social media and the internet has had like a big effect on music as far as like what's being popular, what's being played and pushed more? Like
Yeah, I've actually if you remember like I graduated high school in 2010, I think it was. That's when I graduated. I'm pretty old, so I seen the transition as far as like when Twitter started and then when Twitter became like what it is now and how everybody
yeah,
has a say in just what social media can bring to an artist and stuff. I've seen it evolve, and to try to evolve with it in our market with Buffalo, it's been challenging.
absolutely.
So it always takes you have to leave the base approach here. You gotta leave the base and you gotta go touch other things and stuff. But yeah, I've seen it happen. I've seen how it affects artistries. I've seen it make people millions. Even here in Buffalo, you can see like certain things, just that viral movement itself. Like
Yeah.
it's affect a lot of artistry. So even down to the streaming services. So
Yeah,
it's
like
it's changed.
everyone I feel like everyone's more concerned with going viral than they are with like making quality at this point. Like a lot more people
It's a
are
lot of quick music out right now. It's just
absolutely, that's what I was gonna say. Like a lot of quick music with like short tidbits that you can make like a little snippet video to that's hot, but then you listen to the rest of the song and it's like there's nothing there.
yeah. I like life music, so I be feeling like
Yeah,
I'm
like
like people living this fast. I don't feel like I'm living that
yeah.
fast.
I was like, I wanna hear something. I live for lyrics. Like I love to listen to people's lyrics because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be listening to when I listen to the song. Like I listen to what they're actually saying to me. So like
Right.
to listen to like what's out right now, and I'm like, y'all aren't saying anything to me. What are y'all talking about? I don't know what's happening.
3 months later, another project coming out.
It- and I'm like, and that's another thing I feel is happening. I feel like we're being bombarded with music. Like people are releasing things back to back to back to back. And I'm like, I can't keep up. I'm just gonna keep up with the people that are releasing like 1 to 2 things a year because I can keep up
Yeah.
with that.
Because
Like,
it's more because it's more like you can consume it better. It's
yeah,
you could take your time with it instead of just knowing
exactly.
that he's about to come out with another project.
Yo, like I just started listening to this one. Like I love when an artist will release a project and then release like a deluxe of that project later on in the year so that I get to just like see the continuation or see like what was
Songs
in
that wasn't
between.
yeah, yep.
Exactly. Instead of like a whole new project where now I have to get used to this new feeling or this new vibe that you're bringing through with this new project. When I was just resonating with the last vibe, like it was just getting to me. I feel
That's
like
what
that
that's what social media has done though. That's how it
exactly.
is now.
Exactly. I feel like it's definitely made people feel like they have to continuously release and continuously have content in order for their stuff to come across. But
Yeah.
like, I appreciate genuine, authentic music. Like, when you can tell someone really, like, this is like, they're really trying to talk to you, or they're really trying to, like, talk to themselves on a track, or they're really trying to get a message across. Like, that's what I appreciate, and
Mm, yeah.
it's tough to find like mainstream. It's kind of tough for me to find at the moment. The R&B girls are killing it right now, but
Right now, yeah, they can.
yeah, they're killing it right now. But it's kind of tough to find like a new, like all these younger kids that are coming out with music and shit. I'm just,
Yep.
what the fuck are y'all talking about? And I feel like so old because I remember my parents saying this with like stuff that I would listen to, and I'm like, they're not talking about anything, and I'm like, they're not talking
It's
about anything. I don't know what to do. Like,
it's a different pace and a different life.
exactly.
Like,
Exactly. So like that's why I appreciate my local artists. I appreciate my people that are still out here grinding because like more of the time y'all create music that's related to experiences that you've had. You create music that's related to like real life and shit that'll resonate with me cuz like I could walk down the street and walk right by you. Like we could just be both on our way to work, but I could still listen to like what you're saying and feel like I'm on another plane but also that I'm understood, you know?
yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
trust me, I appreciate you. The way that you even just explained it, I'm like, yo, she listens to music.
I I I like to call myself like a good music connoisseur because
I,
I love music. It's my favorite pastime. Like I've been listening to music for a very, very long time and I
do
love
you
to
listen to like do you listen to like instrumentation music, like jazz and stuff?
I do. I listen to a lot of like jazz. I listen to a lot of like I listen to a lot of like oldies but goodies, like music from like the 60s and the 50s. I listen to jazz from like the 1920s. Like I'm back listening to Count Basie and Duke Ellington. Like I listen
Yeah,
to a lot of stuff. But and it's nice, and that's one thing that I like about Buffalo music is that I feel like people like yourself who produce, when y'all pull samples from shit that people aren't necessarily thinking about. You know,
right.
like
I got
like I
I
could
got Denise
recognize
Williams records. you know?
exactly, like I could recognize it because I listen to that shit still. But I'm like, yo, no, he did not just pull a sample from, like some crazy jazz artist that I haven't heard in a minute. Like, and I like it's just amazing to me how y'all like I feel like because Buffalo is the way it is and it is the pace that it is, it gives you
Yeah.
the time to like sit down and listen to tracks and pick and
You
yeah, like
appreciate the music. Like I
exactly,
appreciate music so much since I've been like
exactly.
just making it. This I could appreciate just the process of back then 70s music, like the way they had the one track everything. Oh man.
Like when I sit down and I listen to like I was listening to the other day I was listening to Marvin Gaye and I was listening to Just to Keep You Satisfied. And I was
Mm,
like classic. I was like, I was listening and I was like, yo, they really like these are live instruments. These are like, he's really just like probably sitting on a couch somewhere, just vibing and singing. And I'm like, and the process is what's so beautiful to me.
He
And
was a producer too.
exactly, like
That's the crazy part. He was producing a lot of that music. I was like,
exactly.
it's crazy.
It's just amazing to see the process. But now I like you watch videos on YouTube of someone create a beat in like 10, 15 minutes on a computer. And it's like, it's hot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna hold you. It's not whack. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm not gonna lie to myself. But I miss the process, you know? I feel like it made shit feel better. Like I could listen to Marvin Gaye and just like feel it. Like, you know, like you just feel that music.
That's why I said that one track, they had to get it right one time.
That's it. You got one chance. This better be it. Like it gotta
One
be it.
time.
Yeah. So like, is that how it feels for you? Like as you produce, like when you get to sit down and like go through different samples, like you said, you like to sample. So like when you get to go down, you know, sit down and go through different samples and pick like what vibe you're feeling or what melody you're feeling, like how is that process for you?
Um, yeah, I'm a computer producer too, so I'm just but I play my vinyl. I got vinyls like a lot of vinyls. So when I play a certain vinyl, it definitely depends on the mood of the vinyl. Like it depends on how I want to make the mood itself, you know, for the song. So
Yeah.
um the inspiration it goes with the song and like the mood of the song. So that process of making the beat itself, sometimes I catch myself just playing the song. Like I got a lot of songs that I favorite on, like just that I have. I just don't even want to sample them just because I like the song
Yeah.
so much. I'm like, man, I can't touch this song, but I know somebody gonna come when I get around other people. They gonna hear it. They like, oh man, you gotta cut it right here. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
know, man, but I like this song. So it just made me appreciate certain music, especially when I sample. But I do, I use a lot of I get a lot of like samples from other people that play actual music too as well. So like Program and Mark Maestro, they do guitar basses and stuff.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of samples from other places when I can, just when I
Yeah.
can. So a lot of people don't really try to do the instrumentation unless you're in the studio though. So that goes back to what you were saying too as well. So in the studio, that's another thing. I'm like, I want to get around more people that do like instrumentation play the
Yeah,
saxophone and the
like the
bass and stuff.
live music in the studio. Like,
Right.
what happened to live music in the studio? I
I,
feel like
I
you still have people that participate. Like, I know there's some drummers, there's some guitarists down in Buffalo, there's people that play the piano that definitely have like studio sessions for sure. But it's far and wide, not as it's not seen as often as it was before, I feel. Like, I don't know
right.
why. Like,
I
I
could say if you thinking like artistry, I could only person I really could say is like Anderson .Paak. Like he really plays to the instrumentation, and you could tell like that's something that he's in the studio. They're in the studio constantly just practicing. Even when he do it live, like he plays on drums. So
yeah. Like when you listen to like his latest track with Bruno Mars, Silk Sonic, you could tell that like they created that track. Like they didn't just put different sounds together. Like they sat down and really just like strummed through the guitar, played a couple music piano notes and
right,
like made it go together, like made something so cohesive. And that song is fire. Like fire. So it's nice to like have artists that still participate in that process. And even if you do it over the computer, it's still a process to like have to be able to like I appreciate that because it shows
yeah.
that you take your artistry very seriously. And I take
Only
it
plus with
serious.
that is you get exposed to a lot more music than vinyls. Like a vinyl is just what you get on the vinyl. Like I can go to Revolver Records here and just pick up 3 vinyls, and then I just got those 3 vinyls. But when you go like on YouTube and you just type in like cosmic jazz, they're gonna pull up cosmic jazz from all over the world, and you can just
Absolutely.
strum through them. So that's the only real
Yeah.
plus of it. But you that vibrant warmth analog feel from the like from a vinyl player, you won't really get that off
Yeah.
of a YouTube MP3.
Exactly. But I mean, do what you got to do to create your art. Like
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
not disparaging anyone's process at all.
If you look, they got beat things on the phone now. I made the Method Man beat on Randy Smith. I made that on my iPad. So
Yeah, like everything is readily it's right at our fingertips. So why not utilize it? Like I'm not saying
exactly.
not to. I'm just reminiscing about older times where I wasn't even thought of.
No,
But
we
yeah. That's it. Like I love the music. So it's nice to be able to like have these conversations where I can get an in-depth look at your process and like what really pushes you to create the music that you create. So I want to ask, what's up next? Like what can we
Ah,
expect from you this year? Like is there anything that you plan on releasing? You don't gotta tell me dates, like just
main goal for me is what everybody really asks for from me is visuals. That's like my main goal to share. A lot of people be just asking like, yo, like yo, put out too many visuals and stuff. And I just tell them like, it's all a life process for me. So when my life get me to that point, like I said, just as far as with my music, my journey gonna take me to where I gotta be. So I'm not gonna try to force, it is what it is. But my main goal, if I can, is anything I could do with my music is make visuals to share. But as far as like production, I'm out here, I can't I can't really, I'm all over the place, and I'm trying to keep up with the pace. It's becoming a demand now. So
yeah. I feel like everybody has like a everybody kind of got lit. Like we all kind of got like this little fire
yeah.
underneath us to like get shit rolling. Like we
I
really
just sent a batch of beats to like 5 different artists, and I'm sitting here like in front of my computer right now. I'm thinking about how many more I gotta make today, just to keep up with
yeah,
people. So I'm definitely trying to keep up with the Buffalo-ness that's going on because
yeah, like
it's definitely shining right now.
a lot of us are ready to roll. Like I think that I'm grateful that Griselda got picked up as much as it did because it
Hmm.
kind of like allowed the rest of us to see like, yo, people from Buffalo can make it. Like we could really be out here. We could really be like a lot more, not that this is like the goal, but we could all be a little bit more mainstream than we are, like
Yeah,
maybe our music will resonate with a lot more people. So it's nice that we all get to see that with them and we get to see them like having dinner with people that we would love to have dinner with and shit, like
right.
it's nice
Yeah,
to be able
because
to see that because like we was just chilling with these niggas. Like, so it's nice to be able to like now it's like we want to get to that same type of level and chill with y'all again. Like let's do that.
it opened the door for a lot of activity. That's what it put. It just put a lot of activity in here. It made people definitely see that things is possible. It's like that's like seeing your buddy get drafted in the NFL. Like you see that and like, oh man, God dang, I could. That's crazy. But at the
Exactly.
end of the day, you look at yourself and be like, man, I'm sitting right next to him. So what's telling me?
Yeah,
So
exactly. Like
that's
it's
the
really,
fire they
really
set here.
inspiring. It's really, really inspiring to like have people that you used to just see in your hood having dinner with
Right.
like Jay-Z and shit and like doing big things, like making real big moves. It's nice to see. So as far as like the visuals you want to release, are we talking from like the Randy Smith tapes? Are you gonna release a couple visuals from that tape?
Mm.
Or you got like some new
I
stuff?
gotta well, I'm gonna just say I got a project coming out. I got a project coming out with my man Late Stoner. He producing most of it. That's gonna be pretty much what I'm doing for my art, just me as an artist.
Hmm.
As far as me doing another project for myself, like producing the whole thing, I probably won't be doing that until I can't really say. Like a lot of people been
Yeah.
asking me that, but I can't say because I've just been caught up being a producer. So my producer hat is on.
Yeah.
That's where my bag is at. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go
Yeah,
follow the bag
absolutely.
first. But
Absolutely.
I do got a project with my man coming out, and that's where I'm gonna really start trying to push the visuals. So you're gonna see something from me probably in June, if not early June. I got it scheduled already. So but that's my main goal is the visuals. I
I
don't
mean,
really
definitely focus on what you're in the mode for right now. If you're not in the mode to like create for yourself right now, then don't do it because if you do, it might not be hot. So
exactly.
definitely just like continue doing what you're doing right now. If you in your producer bag, then that's it. We producer right now. And
Look,
like,
I'm a Gemini, so it plays right in here with who I am. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I got two sides of me. Not really two sides. Not saying it's a good or bad side, but I'm just I got two different sides of my artistry as well. So
yeah. So last question. Is there any advice you have for anyone that's like really interested in music, really interested in creating music, or like wearing both hats like you do? Like, do you have any real advice?
yeah, stay focused. the outside is going, it's gonna be a lot of outside noise, it's gonna be a lot of negativity, it's gonna be a lot of days you just be ready to say, I'm done. You're gonna be working, you're gonna be, it's never gonna be, it's you might be the one out of a million that get picked, and you go right from the overnight celebrity. You might not be one of those, and you might be one of those people that just gotta grind it out. You know what? Just put your hard hat on and do what you gotta do. Because at the end of the day, the end results is the reward, and everything that you risk to get there, that's what all matters. So that's my only advice. I'm still in the boat, I'm still on my own journey. So I'm just going off of what I've seen the last couple of years, you know what I'm saying? Never give in to the negative energy. Never.
Awesome. Thanks so much for doing this interview with me, Chilali. I
Dope.
appreciate this so much. Love your artistry. I had such a dope time talking to you. Thanks so much for joining me.
Appreciate you. We need more Chelseas out here too.